Hi guys, since it's coming up to the end of the year, I wanted to do a kind of a recap of my planner this year. So I've kind of been working on this for a few years, maybe 5 or 6 years. I kind of got out of the habit of journaling, and then I was trying to figure out, kind of find my way back into, planner piece and how I kind of wanted to plan and what would work for me. So I tried a few different things, and what I noticed was that every year I had some kind of a notebook, and it was kind of like a commonplace book, but I would always have a notebook to take notes and kind of jot down things, but it wasn't necessarily, as sort of organized as a planner. So last year I ended up getting the Moleskine Pocket Daily, and I really loved it, and I've got a bunch of videos on my channel about how I used that and everything. And I think the first video was my simple planner system, and I didn't have a cover for it yet. I wanted to see if I actually liked it before I got the cover. So I ended up with a Chic Sparrow Maverick, and I really loved it. I used it all year. And then this year I got a Chic Sparrow Waypoint in the open road. So here it is here. It's the deluxe version. And I am showing you kind of how the leather has aged over the years. So and you can see here, like I took the elastic out and I added some ribbon there as just not really a closure, but you can see here at the back where I was constantly sort of picking the notebook up, the oil part of the leather, I guess, has worn. So that's just something to consider when you're looking at this leather. I have really loved this notebook. I think the two things about that you just want to be aware of is that you can see how loose the strings are there. So I've kept the books inside really loose. I don't take this with me anywhere. It's just for home use. And, I keep it like that so that the strings don't pucker because the leather is so thin. But I wouldn't change the fact that I've used it. I just want you to be aware that you might have to loosen the strings and that it might age differently. Other than that, I've loved the color. It's kind of an oyster brown. It's so pretty, and I think it just needs like a bit of a polish after a year of use pretty much every day. You can see here in the beginning, so if you've seen any of my other videos, you may have seen this book. This is sort of my commonplace book. It's the Apica Notebook from Jet Pens, and I really love this. I use it to kind of swatch things and to work things out. In the front, I've left room for quotes, and then in the middle is kind of for swatches and working things out. And then towards the back there are kind of little notes and sort of partial journalings, things that I want to remember to put into my journal. And so the reason that I really love having a leather cover is that I can put in a daily planner, and then I can also have this commonplace book in the one sort of area. And I really enjoy that because I find that with a daily planner, I'm always spilling out past the day, and I need somewhere else, you can see, like to kind of put all those extra things. And so for the daily planner, I used the Midori One Day One Page this year. So I really enjoyed this. It's been really nice to use. The paper is a little bit cream for me, so that's one thing to consider if you like the lighter paper. But I've really enjoyed it. I like the format. I like just all the little things about it. In the beginning, you've got a yearly overview, and then you have the months. And I started using the months, and then we had the year sort of descend upon us, and I just started actually putting in a monthly overview. I've quite enjoyed that, just having sort of a little blurb about what the month was mostly about. And I think actually for the last month or two, I've been so busy, I have to actually catch up on a few things in here. But I really enjoy having this because I can pre-plan in it, and I can also jot down memories and like something someone said, or a recipe or something I need to remember. And because it's a daily planner, it kind of keeps track of those things for you. So if you need to remember exactly what day something happened on, it's all in here. And you'll see here as well that in the beginning of the year, I was excited to use it. I was, putting in extra things. I was getting creative in here, using like different, colors and stapling in things from the day, or things that I was working on. So like silk petals, or something we found, and then you can, like the bark, and then you can see here by the end everything's getting a little bit simpler. It might just be like one color, like this page. Some days there have been barely anything written there, but sometimes I'll just enjoy sitting down and I'll pick like a color that is sort of inspiring me that day, and I'll just doodle something. I'll just write the day even, or the month. So just writing the date down and changing up the hand lettering. Sometimes I'll use little stickers, sometimes just fountain pens. So it all depends, and it's kind of a nice little memento as well. When you finish the year, you have little snippets of things that were inspiring you that year without even trying. You've got colors, you've got different mediums. Sometimes without saying much, you can see how busy you were, and sometimes there's just all kinds of different things that have really inspired me about having a daily planner like this. So I don't switch in and out of planners. I know some people like to constantly sort of switch up during the year, and sometimes that's helpful depending on how your schedule changes and things. But I really like staying in the one planner. The year seems to go quite quickly, so I try and decide what it sort of starts with what daily planner I want to use, and how the size of that. So whether I want something really small like the moleskin pocket. This year I went up a little bit to the A6, so I had a little bit more room, and I really enjoyed that. So you can see here, this is the pocket set up in the Chic Sparrow Maverick, and that was my first kind of try at the daily planner, and I really loved it. I loved the fact that there was not much room, so I didn't have to worry. Like, there was no pressure. I could just fill it easily. And then this year I thought, yeah, I do need a bit more room. I know that I enjoy doing this, so I went up to the A6. And then next year I am going to go up to the B6. So I'll show you that in a minute, but you can see there that my Pilot Cavalier, that's the pen that I have been using every, both years in the planner, and probably next year. I really enjoy it. It's from Jet Pens. It's a very petite pen, but it's quite nice. And then, so this is what I'm going to use for next year. So it's the Mon Carnet d'Epoque journal. And I got these, you can see them in a very early video, the B6 one. So I got them for my sister. She didn't really want them. She ended up getting a pocket, and she just doesn't really journal a lot or anything like that. So I'm going to use these next year. So you can see that there's even more room in the B6 than the A6, and I think I'm going to need that next year, and I think I'm going to enjoy. I'm finally okay with having a little bit more space and not feeling pressured to fill it all up. If I don't want to, I can just, write the date, write the day, draw something. So again, it's got the cream paper I'm not thrilled about, but I really love the vertical weekly layouts here. So you've got, I really have loved watching the Midori vertical layout, so I'm kind of basing it off that. And then at the back there's craft paper that's perforated, so I think it's a really beautiful book. So I've had it in my stash for 3 or 4 years, so I'm excited to finally use it. And this is going to become my daily planner, so it doesn't exactly have enough days for the entire year, but it does come pretty close. So I think that, and you'll see here, so you've got the lined pages, and then you've got these sort of little squared pages on the craft, and then you've got these perforated half pages. So there's enough sort of variety there where I can just maybe use the half pages towards the end of the year when things start getting busy and I'm not using as much of the planner. So I think I'm going to get a wide B6 from Linden Tree Leather. So it's like a Chic Sparrow, the Maverick, but she'll actually make it wider for me. So I need it a little bit wider. So, and then I'm still thinking, I'm hoping that I can get a Chic Sparrow Scout in the A5, but they're having sales all this month as well. So if a Chic Sparrow is something you've been looking into, now is a good time to do it. And I actually got a Chic Sparrow Nano. I'm going to use it as a needle book, so I'm going to show you that setup next week, hopefully. And then I have some new journals coming in a bit of a different format, and yeah, a few other exciting things leading up to Christmas. So I will see you guys next week, hopefully, and I hope you're all doing well. Bye.